What's going on, fellow Illumineers? Welcome back in. I'm Lorcana Thanos, the Mad Titan of the Illuminary, and so I got asked to do an updated deck profile for Brooms as we have Shimmering Skies out, and so that is what we are going to do today. I'm going to have two lists. The first will be a competitive build, and then the second is a updated thematic. So let's go. Alright, so we're starting out with the competitive version. It is 64 cards, which I know some people think is kind of high. There's obviously stuff you can cut from here, but I'm content with it being at the number that it is. Obviously, it is steel and amethyst, comes in at $321. Thing I'm really proud about is if you go down to our chart here, 52 inkables, 12 non-inkables. I think that's really good. And let's go ahead and show off the list. So we're going with 4 Illuminary Keeper, 2 of the new 1-drop Resist +1 Mickey Mouse, 4 Robin Hood, and 2 Mim Snake. Mim Snake was interesting because I had her at 4, then I dropped her down to 3, then I dropped her down to 2. You don't need her as much as you think because you have other Mim cards, but let's go ahead and move on a little further. 4 Yen said 3 Arrow Cleaner for our evasive card plus his broom, so it fits in with this combo. 3 Mem Fox, and then for rushing, 2 Industrial Models. This is a card most people will probably cut. I'm a huge fan of Industrial Model and brooms. One, it gives you another broom to get Yensid off, and then you can just make sure you've got Yin going. But being able to give resist +1 to someone is super impactful. Moving on with the list, 2 copies of Pete Games Referee to not get beat prepared, to stop Steel Slung from spinning the wheel, not getting hit by Let It Go with the Sapphire matchups. I just love Pete. 2 of the Mem Elephant. Removing the damage counters is super impactful, and again, it's another way to bounce. It's part of the reason why we've scaled back. 4 Goat to help us close out the game, and just 2 Wayward Sorcerer. Because this isn't the full dedicated model of the deck, you don't need a whole lot of Wayward Sorcerers, but you still want to run them just because it is Brooms to help reduce the cost, get him back from Banished, and he's 2 lore. And rounding out the characters, 2 Swift Cleaners. He's in here primarily for rushing, and then he shuffles your Brooms back into your deck, which then get a reduced cost from the Wayward Sorcerer. 2 Playful Sorcerer for a resist +1, pop something based off number of Brooms you have in play. 4 Champion of Sherwood, and 2 Giant Fairies. We have for actions just two copies of Gather Knowledge and Wisdom. This is how you want to snipe wins and just gain 2 lore. 4 is a bit too much. I guess ideally, if you cut out the 2 industrial models, you could run 4 copies of this, but then you're also increasing the uninkable count. So I really like just 2. It's been fine. 14 songs, and yeah, we have 4 friends, 4 Storm Rage on, 2 Strength, 2 Zeus, and 2 Grab Your Sword. Ideally, I typically run this at 3 to 4, but I dropped it down because I'm focusing more on damage and drawing to help cycle through the deck. And rounding out 4 locations, 2 Library and 2 Queen's Castle. I've seen people kind of do like 2-3, and you can pick which one you want to run at 3. I'm doing it at 2-2 just to keep location down. But either way, you are getting a draw of some sort, and they both have lore value. So that is the competitive list. So before we jump into the thematic version of the deck, I need you guys to do me a big favor. Like the video, and then be sure to smash that subscribe button and click that bell so you get notified when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. So you are here for more Lorcana content here on the channel. Also, I sat down with the Citizens of Lorcana and did an interview where we talked about all the D23 news, and you can find that in the card up here. Here's the next list. All right, so this is the more social locals kitchen table type list. It is 64 cards as well. It is amethyst and steel. This one is significantly cheaper compared to the competitive version at $131. And for our chart, 45 inkables and 19 non-inkables. So that count went way up compared to the competitive version. and let's check out the list. All right, so what we are doing here, 37 characters, so 4 Illuminary Keeper, still running the 2 one-drop food fight resist +1 Mickeys, but because we are going full thematic theming, 4 Bucket Brigades to again be able to shuffle cards back into our deck, and it's another Broom, 4 Yensed, 4 Aerial Cleaner, 2 of the Standard Bearer from Ursula's Return. If you don't know what he is a 1/3 that has 1 pip that when you play him, chosen character gains Challenger +2, so it's a way to help get over stuff. To the Big Sweeper, so this guy is, while he's at a location, he gains +2 Strength, making him a 3 with 5 willpower and a lore pip. 3 industrial model compared to the 2 that we were running in the competitive version. Then moving right along, we have 4 of Wayward Sorcerer because we're going full thematic, so you want to really lean into it. 3 Swift Cleaners, 2 Playfuls, and we have plenty. We have 8 targets that we can shift on. So, and then we run enough Brooms that you should be able to get him to really pop off. 1 Dancing Duster. So if you don't know what he is, he's a non-inkable 6. That's a 3/3 with Lore Pit that when you play him, if you have a sorcerer in play, you may exert chosen opposing character, and they can't ready at the start of their next turn. Raining out characters, 2 copies of the Brigade Commander, so he's an inkable 6. That is a 2/6 with 2 Lore Pits, has resist +1, and then this character gains +2 strength for each character named Magic Broom that you have in play. So he potentially can get very beefy. If you keep Waywards out to reduce costs and then play your Brooms out. We have 2 actions, which is the 2 copies of Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom. Again, as I said in the competitive version, this card works very well. You don't need 4 for this version. If you were playing the Hyper Aggro, obviously you would run more, but I'm perfectly fine running 2. It's still a good way to steal games. We have 18 songs compared to the prior list, and we are going 4 Friends, 4 Let's Storm Rage On, 2 Strength of Raging Fire, 2 and then along came Zeus, 4 A Whole New World. No, we're going to spin the wheel in this deck, and 2 Grab Your Sword. So leaning into wheel here to dig, dump our hand, see more, and then you shuffle it all back, all the Brooms back with Swift Cleaner or pick stuff up with Bucket Brigade. Then moving right along, we actually run some items. We have 2 copies of the Sorcerer's Hat. Ideally, you're just going to call Magic Broom, and you should hit it for the most part. 1 Spellbook to help close out games. That goes along with the Gathering Knowledge. That's 3 lore right there. And then our location is the Sorcerer's Tower, going into the full thematic version. Because the Brooms can move there for free, then they gain +1 lore while they're there. So it's a way to help rush. And that is the social version of the deck. So there you have it. Those are the competitive and thematic versions of Brooms. As always, be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought about the list. I'm happy and open to hear suggestions. As always, be sure to give me one of these. Helps the algorithm do what it does best. And as always, smash the subscribe button if you like the Lorcana content here on the channel and you want to be notified of when I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Well, you need to click that bell. As always, you can find me on the artist formerly known as Twitter on X at Lorcana Thanos. Remember, the hardest choices require the strongest wills. Bye.